Welcome to the Screencast, where we'll be introducing Module 6, Enhanced Sustainable Investment in Practice of the RBA Program. My name is Alfred Slager, and together with Frans de Roon of TS Business School, Tilburg University, we will be organizing this program. Before we tell a bit more about the module, it's good to position the module within the RBA program. The RBA program is a modular program, and the modules prepare the investment professional for his personal development, professional growth within the investment sector. The modules themselves are organized around 3 pillars: learn, change, and lead. TS Business School is pleased that we will be working together with the CFA Society Netherlands to work on 4 change modules where we'll be looking at game-changing developments, shifting the whole investment industry. So enhanced sustainable investments in practice is the first of those 4 modules. This brings us to the relevancy of this module. We see sustainable investing accelerating. And for this module, the focus will be on 3 questions. First of all, sustainable investments will be shifting towards the heart of the investment process, but does this mean that we can simply embed all the new insights, or are we working towards a new type of portfolio construction and investment process? Second, if we look at asset managers, asset owners, can we observe that they are currently shaping that new kinds of business models are emerging and which are going to be the winners of tomorrow? Third, a lot of investment decisions are research based. So how much evidence do we have? What are the latest academic insights towards important changes in portfolios when we look, for example, at climate change, best-in-class strategies, or other emerging sustainable strategies? So the how is an important one. What sort of evidence do we have? And third, what sort of business models, investment models are emerging? We will be approaching sustainable investing in 2 ways. First of all, we'll be trying to learn bottom up from all the innovations in the main asset classes which are currently happening, and see what sort of commonalities and differences are shaping, and learn from those. Second, we also have the portfolio management perspective, so more top-down asset owner perspective, if you will, where we try to approach the same questions, but then from an investment process perspective. And we think that if we confront those 2 different ways, 2 different views, they will be generating new insights throughout the module and program. Throughout the module, we'll be focusing on 4 learning goals. First of all, we will provide you with state-of-the-art tools and theories on sustainability. So from the business model perspective, but all theoretical, for example, the internalization of externalities, the ways we see efficient market hypothesis different, for example, and the way we evaluate all kinds of sustainability factors. Second, we also focus on how to integrate sustainability goals within the investment process, and especially from the perspective of balancing multiple goals and preferences. Third, we will be looking at learning more about the role of the ESG due diligence, especially how it affects the overall portfolio construction investment process and the selection of individual securities and instruments. And fourth, the 4th learning goal will focus on, if we assess the whole ESG data, how is it embedded within the portfolio construction? What sort of metrics are we using? And what are challenges that might arise if we use specific data? We complement these learning goals with in-depth topics to learn from experienced investors, to learn from the latest investment strategies, and see what they tell us about the sort of theories we're currently using, what sort of models we're using, and what sort of we should be using. So we will be having an in-depth discussion, for example, on equities, fixed income strategies, as well as commodities. And all with the idea not only just having a discussion and case studies, but compare and learn from the different asset classes to see what the differences are, the commonalities, and how this might shape sustainability for the future. Some of you might be wondering how this module is positioned vis-a-vis the CFA Institute Certificate in ESG Investing. We feel that this specific module might appeal to you if you'd like to deepen your knowledge about ESG investing and the practical applications. I think also learn a bit more about the European institutional context. Also, we'll be spending a bit more time on not only the ESG development, but also how it affects the investment organization. And fourth, of course, the interactive way this module is set up, learning from your fellow participants, academics, but also practitioners, especially in an in-class setting. So those four elements might help you think about the relative positioning vis-a-vis the CFA Institute Certificate. At TIA's Business School, we think it's important not only to have the in-class experience, but add to this through online preparation. So the way we're going to set up the module, there will be a short kickoff plan beforehand, let's say 2 weeks beforehand, where we'll be discussing the module in more detail. Also discussing, for example, the online environment and the sort of materials we'll be asking you to prepare beforehand for each in class. Then we'll be having 4 in-class sessions, and for each of those in-class sessions, we'll be asking you to prepare material beforehand, either individually or in smaller groups, to work on cases and other questions or other interactive forms to help you come to classes prepared, and thus enhance the discussion, making it more interactive. There's also an assignment added to this module, and an interesting learning curve is not only just having an assignment and making you hand in the assignment, but also have a closing session where we'll be discussing those assignments and learning from each other's input. In other words, the online environment is used basically to enhance the whole in-class experience. The setup we have just discussed will take around 112 hours of study load, so similar to the previous modules within the RBA program. And of course, the focus will be on the in-class lectures and the assignment spread over a number of weeks. So moving on to more practical information, as I mentioned in the beginning, Frans de Roon and I will be organizing this module, and we're currently working and approaching guest lecturers to set up the program, which names we'll be announcing in the next weeks. Perhaps a few words about TIA's School for Business and Society, as the full name is. It is part of the Tilburg University, so a strong university, and well placed within the rankings of economics and business within Europe. We think that TIA's School for Business and Society not only has great faculty, but also has great locations. Besides Tilburg location, we also have the Utrecht location, and the lectures will be held from the location in Utrecht, which is well placed within public transport and enough parking space around. We hope we have provided you with insights about Module 6 on sustainable investments. We're excited to organize this and see you in class. Some of you have already asked about Module 7, so a brief look through on Module 7, which is called Impact and Long-Term Investing, which of course has a number of links with sustainable investing. However, Module 7 will be building, of course, on the knowledge, research and discussion on Module 6, but the focus, of course, will be on the long-term perspective, and long-term in the sense of all kinds of new investments which are currently emerging. Of course, it's not only traditional portfolio management. If we look at impact investing, all kinds of asset owners which are currently developing long-term asset strategies. How is this working out? How is this going to help, for example, climate transition? Those will be the, are we going to earn the liquidity premium in the similar way as we did in the past, or is this also shifting? Those kind of questions will be part of Module 7. I think equally interesting and very much complementary to the discussion which we'll be having in Module 6, but of course with different topics. Thank you so much for listening to the Screencast. And please contact us if you have any more questions or would like to discuss specific elements further. We'd be happy to. Thank you.